You gave him your time, your attention, your love, maybe even pieces of your soul that no one else had ever seen. You made space for him in your heart, in your life, in your future. And at first, he made you believe it was real. But now, he's distant, hot, then cold, present one moment, withdrawn the next. He says just enough to keep you hoping, but not enough to make you feel secure. One day, he holds your hand like he's afraid to lose you. The next, he disappears like none of it ever mattered. You start asking yourself the questions that keep women awake at night. Was I too much? Not enough? Did I imagine the connection? Or worse, was it all a game to him from the start? Here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Some men don't love you. They just love the power they have over your emotions. They don't play fair, they play to win. And the battlefield is your heart. But what if I told you, you could stop playing his game without ever lifting a sword? That the most powerful move you could make is stillness. This isn't about revenge or manipulation or pretending not to care when you're breaking inside. This is about stepping into a kind of strength most people never discover. Not the silence of weakness, but the silence of power, the silence of stoicism, where you reclaim your peace, your presence, and your power, not by reacting, but by rising. You send a message, something real, something raw, and then silence, nothing, just the cruel echo of your own vulnerability bouncing back at you. He knows you're waiting. He knows you're checking your phone. He knows your heart just skipped because he was active, but didn't reply. And still, nothing. Why? Because some men don't crave connection, they crave control. And if you don't learn the truth now, you'll keep mistaking silence for confusion, when in reality, it's strategy. Most women make one devastating mistake, and they don't even realize it. They confuse emotional investment with emotional power. They think the more they give, the more he'll stay. The more they bend, the more he'll see their worth. Before you react, pause. Because the next thing I tell you might just change the way you love forever. The truth is harsh. The more you chase, the faster he runs. The more you justify, the less he respects. You keep showing him you'll tolerate inconsistency, and he learns he never has to be consistent. But here's your turning point. Emotional strength isn't about proving your love. It's about refusing to beg for breadcrumbs. Here's what most women never get taught. Stoicism isn't about shutting down. It's about rising up. It's about mastering the storm without ever shouting into it. It's about responding with stillness, not silence born of fear, but silence born of self-respect. He wants a reaction, your tears, your panic, your desperate explanations. But when he gets your calm instead, he loses the power. This is the secret. When you stop reacting, you start commanding, not him, yourself, your dignity, your peace. He's not confused. He knows what he's doing. If he wanted to be clear, he would be. If he cared, you wouldn't have to guess. If you're constantly explaining your worth, you're talking to someone who already decided to ignore it. Let me be blunt. The more you chase, the more he runs. The more you self-abandon, the more he controls the game. So stop performing for someone who's already tuned out. Stop bleeding for someone who won't even offer you a bandage. Here is your power, detachment, boundaries, silence. When he ghosts you, it's not a loss, it's a test. When he breadcrumb texts just to keep you hooked, that's not affection, it's control. When he pulls back again, and he will, do not spiral, do not chase. Don't text first just to break the silence. Stand still. Let the dust settle, and watch who truly shows up when you're no longer chasing. Let him feel what life is like when your energy is no longer his to toy with. Let him wonder, Let him sit in the silence he created. Let him feel the weight of your absence. Choose yourself, not as a backup plan, but as your first choice. Stop waiting to be chosen. Let him wonder why you no longer react. Detach, not because you don't feel, but because you feel too deeply to be treated like an option. Heal in silence, grow in grace, and let your transformation be the one thing he never saw coming. Because the day you stop reacting is the day you start ruling your own heart again. Stoicism teaches you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. If this hit home, like, share, and subscribe. Because emotional games lose their power when you rise above them. You're not just healing, you're outsmarting with wisdom older than love itself.